Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Fans were absolutely shocked when Dex died suddenly in the December 13 episode of General Hospital. And even as confirmation was published that Evan Hofer had, in fact, ended his run on the soap, many still found it hard to believe. But sadly, it is true, and the actor has now opened up about his exit. I had a talk with Frank Valentini, GH's executive producer, and yeah, we discussed it and kind of saw how the story was going and kind of went from there. Hofer explained to TV Insider, "I think my first reaction, and you can quote me on this, my first reaction to Frank was, well, is it cool? Is it a cool death?" And he goes, "Let me get back to you." And I go, "That's not promising." But then it ended up, it's pretty cool, so we'll see. As hard as it was for fans to say goodbye to Dex, it was also difficult for his portrayer to bid farewell to this character he'd been playing since May 2022. "I really fell in love with Dex over the last 3 years," he confided. "I told my mom it was almost like mourning the loss of a friend. He was such an incredible guy, and I wanted all these wonderful things for him. And he got to experience a lot of those wonderful things. It was sad, but it's also really fun to play those scenes and do those extremes. I didn't tell anybody, and so a lot of the crew found out on my second to last day, because we filmed my death my second to last day," the actor continued. "And people are coming up to me like, 'What's going on?' And I'm like, 'Don't worry about it. We'll talk on Monday,' because I just kind of wanted to kick the can down the road. Because I love everyone there so much, and so saying goodbye to everyone I knew was gonna rip my heart out. And on my last day, it was so wonderful. They're so wonderful to me. The crew threw me a party and a going away thing, and my mom brought cookies for everybody. It was super beautiful and just great to be able to express that love for everyone there and making that a home for me for the last 3 years." If there's one thing that Hofer will always remember about his years on GH, it will be the soap's loyal and passionate fans. These fans really are unlike anything else, and they're so wonderful and supportive and loving and committed to the show, he enthused. And we get these opportunities to meet them. Even if I'm at a grocery store, people will come up to me and be like, "Hey, I really love this storyline. I watch every day. I've watched for 30 years. And that kind of depth of a fan base with these people who grew up watching the show because it's such a legacy is really an honor. And getting that love from everyone will definitely be carried with me forever." Even Hofer out at General Hospital. The killer has struck again. General Hospital has just killed off another character as Dex also survived surgery only to die suddenly and mysteriously immediately afterward. Sadly for fans, this marks the end of Evan Hofer's run on the soap, which began back in May 2022. Soap Opera Digest is reporting that the soap confirmed Hofer's exit and called it a storyline-dictated move. Hofer debuted back on May 5, 2022, as Dex Heller began managing Volanino's gym and eventually went on to work for Sonny Corinthos in a much different capacity. As he began a romance with Jocelyn, Dex had second thoughts about working for the mobster and eventually joined the Port Charles Police Department. After a confrontation with Cyrus in Rice Plaza, Dex broke up a fight between some drunk college students and, while disposing of their bottles of alcohol nearby, was suddenly stabbed in the back. The officer was rushed to the hospital where, after a successful surgery, Dex was on the mend and recuperating in his room watching the PCU football game on his phone. But just as with Sam's recent sudden death after the transplant surgery where she donated a portion of her liver to save Lulu's life, Dex suddenly took a turn for the worse and went into cardiac arrest. Anna and Jocelyn, who were visiting him, were left stunned when Dr. Isaiah Gannon informed them that Dex had not survived. Given that a recent episode revealed that Cyrus was the one to administer the fatal dose of Digitalis to Sam, and Dex knew the villain had been lurking around the hospital at the time, it's no wonder that Dex met the same fate. Cyrus clearly wants to keep his actions a secret and will silence anyone who gets too close to the truth. How long before Cyrus is brought to justice? And how many more victims will he kill before he stops? Stay tuned to GH for all the future twists and turns.